You reckon I should go through it? I think so. Well, here's the entrance to Berry. She's pretty deep. G'day guys, it's been what, a couple of weeks since my wet pan I did. I haven't put a video up since, been pretty busy working and doing things around the house, and we've had some pretty shocking weather, extreme heat and extreme flooding, so there's been a lot of water and rain around, which is good. It's put all the fires out. But yeah, I've just been fiddling with the JZX a little bit, so I'll just show you sort of where I'm up to with it. So pretty much I've got it all pulled apart in here. Just been doing electrical stuff, so as you would have saw in some other videos, I've got a lot of problems under the dash and whatnot. I did some videos to some mates the other day about this switch and sort of getting my headlights to work a bit differently. I don't know if it's factory or not, but I've got more options in yellow lighting now. So I'll put those videos in. They're a little bit brief and not as well explanatory, but it's just because I was sending it to mates and they sort of knew what was going on already. So yeah, this is power. The black feeds the bottom foggies and the yellow feeds those top yellow foggies. But because it's this side, it doesn't get power, and then that is just a nerf for the light on the switch. So you can only either have the black or the yellow running. So pretty much, depending on what I connect in the same line as this red one, like if I pull the black out and connect yellow, the other ones work. If I pull the white out and connect it into there, the light on the switch works. So I can only, there's three things to power, but I can only power one thing with this switch. So I think I might go to Jaycar and try and get a better switch than this. It's even easier than I thought, Bobo. Like, this is a switch that controls two sets of lights, foggies and driving lights. But then up here, I have the factory one. So really that should control one set, and this should control another set, not disisolate both sets. So all I need to do is like cut these back and put two of these together, and then this one will work for that set, and then this set can just run off this switch, and then I can turn either set on when I want. That should work. Heaps easier. Alrighty, I fixed it. So this does the bottom yellows, and then once they're on, you can flick this switch and the top yellows come on, which aren't high beam, and then high beam's on top of that. And I'm really happy because I got this light working on here. Alrighty, half my interior is held together with like a glue tack. It's like terrible stuff. Needs these clips. The good old Toyota being Toyota, when I went to the wrecking yard, Lexus and Toyota Orions and Camrys all use the same clips, so I can get some more. Pretty much I'm trying to get my key illumination to work as well while I'm in here. So yeah, I had to cut it off because there was no plug under the dash to plug it into and get it to work. So I'm struggling to find power for it. I got a new globe out of this one, which was from a wrecking yard. So gladly enough that some Toyota Camry and Orion parts fit and are the same. I got a new cigarette plug because mine hasn't been working, but I did find another fuse that was blown today, which might be the problem. Going back to the key illumination, I've been searching all the cables under here to try and find power to maybe door lighting or the interior light, because I believe that's what it should illuminate off of when you get in and out of the car. So I just popped this door light out that's usually red to check what color wires it has. And down in a next to this fuse panel here, there's a couple plugs at the bottom that runs through the door, and it has a wire on it for that light. So I was just checking it for power, and I definitely found out that it is key illumination, would be a good source of key illumination, I mean. And yeah, I was just testing it, and then I bumped it and I blew a fuse. So I've had to chase up a fuse this morning, which is fun. After much research, I found the fuse for it is called a dome fuse, like dome lighting, I guess, and it's in the passenger side footwell, not the fuse panel that's directly next to the lighting and all that under the dash. Passenger side, grab the fuse out, and it's a special fuse. So it's this fella here, this special Toyota 6-pin fuse. I think it's 5 amp. And yeah, it controls like dome lighting 1 and 2 and some panel 1 and 2. Not exactly sure what, but the very end one here is a panel 1. Then there's panel 2's okay, that's dome lighting. And the other one's another set of interior lights, I believe. So yeah, I've blown 2 in there. I believe I only blew 1, but someone else has blown this end one. So I've had to go try and find a spare fuse like this. So yeah, funny enough, I got actually tagged in a post with this fuse well before I was going to buy my JZX. So someone saw it online and there was like a post about how silly Toyota is for using such a rare fuse. And yeah, people in Australia are struggling to find this fuse. So I sort of knew about it beforehand, but I just didn't expect to blow one this early. I went to my local Toyota in Nowra. They've never seen this fuse before, and no other similar cars in Australia use it. They looked it up, they worked out a Toyota shop in Sydney has a few fuses like this, so they've ordered me 2. They were very helpful. It was great that they could find it, and they put a lot of effort into finding the part number and who has it. So yeah, I'm getting 2 of those fuses delivered this week hopefully, and I can put it back in and get some more interior lighting working. Until then, I'll probably just leave it apart until I can get power working, and then I'll try and get that key illumination to work and just branch off that wire that I found going in through the door. And that should be enough to let me help find my keys at night. 2, I'll try and get the cigarette plug to work. I did buy a fuse for that. It's a normal fuse today because it was blown, so I can probably put that in and nearly get it working today. So they're the 2 jobs on my list for this week. Haven't got much to do with the car this week, guys, just because I've been flat out and limited money and whatnot, and I've got a lot of other problems with other cars. So I've got my Rodeo. That is misfiring, I don't know why, at higher RPMs, so under load. Low in the RPM, it cruises around fine, but once I need more power to get up hills and whatnot, it breaks up. Sort of feels like it's starving in fuel. So I'm going to change the fuel filter. I've already put a pump in it 12 months ago, so I think it should be alright. But I'm not going to bore you with that. That's one of my issues. And then my other issues is this thing, with all the rain we've had the last few days, is leaking in behind the dash and filling the floor up with water. So I've brought some clips and some sealant and stuff to try and seal up these common spots that the patrols have issues with. So they're my other jobs I've got to concentrate on. Not to bore you with that, but until then, I get the fuse and whatnot. The JZX stuff will just sit and wait. I have a little mishap when I went to my wet pan. Don't know if the video will show it. Can't really see it, but there is a dent just here which is pushed out, and that was because the factory toolbox in the boot of this thing wasn't clipped in when I was doing my wet pan. It slid and pushed the boot out a bit, so I was a bit upset. It's cracked the paint, so hopefully I'm going to put it in for a repair and actually get that fixed. And while I'm there, I'm just going to get a few of these marks and little dents here hopefully fixed as well, and the rest of the car I can probably fix at home panel wise. Yeah, not an exciting video at all, just something to put up to update you guys where I'm up to with it, what's going on. A bit of a slow process, this wiring stuff, and yeah, I'm not driving it as much just because I've got other issues with other cars that I've got to work through and can't enjoy it as much, and been busy working. Been busy doing this thing, building a massive retainer wall up the side of the house, so that's kept me busy. With the ute, I have checked spark plugs, spark leads, I've checked for spark, it's got plenty. So far as aware, so far I'm pretty sure that there's not a spark issue. The spark plugs actually look good. One good thing about working on the fuel system with this thing is tilt tray gives really good access. That's all my tools sliding to the back, but it's just here. So I'm going to change that out and see if that fixes my top end issue. If not, pump is really easy to get to. It's also just here. But being that it's only 12 months old, I don't think it needs changing, or there should be an issue there. But who knows, anything can happen. So I actually replaced the fuel pressure reg in it the other day. I picked one up second hand. Unless it's stuffed already, it wasn't that. So I can borrow one off my dad's ute if I want, because I know it works. But I went for that because I thought it was that. But now I'm going to go back to the simple stuff. Yeah, change the fuel filter and start from there. Alrighty, I know you can see that. That is yuck. I don't know where all that's coming from. But yeah, that's not good. Alrighty, that's pretty yuck. It doesn't seem like it's coming out of the tank. It's like the filter's actually just rusty as. So I'll change that, and hopefully that's my issue, because I did watch a video of Samet over in Japan, the guy who drifts over there. He's an Aussie. Look him up on YouTube if you haven't seen him. He actually had an issue with his Skyline that it was breaking up and misfiring, and all he did was change the filter and said how easy of a fix it was. So it kind of made me think about this and went, maybe I should go back to the simple stuff and change this. So I'm pretty sure I did it a year ago, but looking at this, maybe I didn't do it and I just changed the actual fuel filter. Pump. So hopefully this is it. Alrighty, I think it's fixed. So usually once I put my foot down in it, it'd get to about half throttle and it would start to cough and splutter and have no power. And I would drop all my speed going up hills. So got a hill. It's going alright. That is much better. No misfire, nothing. That's all it was a fuel filter. How easy is that, guys? I'm glad I didn't look into it too much further. I only spent a couple extra dollars on the fuel pressure reg, which it wasn't that obviously. Yeah, I'm stoked. That was easy. Lucky I didn't scratch my head and start pulling the car apart. Well guys, I'm stoked. So yeah, fix the ute. I can take it to work again if I want. It's not slow. That was easier than I thought. I would never expect it to be something so simple. Maybe I haven't changed that filter out in the past. I thought I did it 12 months ago, but there's a lot of stuff in that. So maybe I just, yeah, forgot about it and never did it. I know I changed the fuel pump. But anyway, as for the leaks in the Patrol, that can be fixed another day because I want to take the gutter or the fascia off the bonnet and paint under there and whatnot before I put all the clips and seal them in, and I've got to get ready for night shift. So I've got to go and rest up and go there soon. So maybe I might do it tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it with people. You know what to do. Sorry it wasn't a great video, but I've hopefully got some stuff coming soon, and we'll get back to drifting and Jap stuff. Again, thanks for watching. It's only a short, informative video, nothing exciting, but stay watching, stay subscribed, like my videos. I will get out there again. I will be doing a wet pan or something similar soon. I might go for a visit to Power Cruise next weekend just for a look. I might be able to get some rides in some cars. Might be able to get some content out of that for you guys, something a bit different. So yeah, give us a thumbs up and yeah, keep at it. No, I don't like that. Stay subscribed, or hit that subscribe button. That sounds better.